All right, we're going to bring out a comedian now. I've performed with her actually in a couple of different venues. She's been at the Duplex. She's been at the Gotham. Please give a nice round of applause, a lot of love to Fran Sisco!
Hi, how are you? Glad to be here. Oh my God, what a nice group. My name used to be Frank, and then I took the K off. I didn't take this off yet. And I'm transgender, and I absolutely love being transgender. My wife hates it, but I'm really in love with it. And one of the things I love about it is when people call me Miss, like they mistake me for a girl, a young girl. How is it, girls? Do you like to be called Miss instead of ma'am, right? It makes you feel younger. Well, it makes me feel younger. It makes me feel like I'm actually a cute young girl, in my head anyway. So I'm at CVS. You know how they have the cashiers, you know, and you stand on the line. It was a long line. I started doing my emails. So she's calling me, Miss, louder. Miss, I don't pay attention because I didn't know she's calling me. I'm doing my emails. The guy behind me taps me on the shoulder, whispers in my ear, Miss, they're calling you. I said to myself, oh my God, this is great. The guy behind me thinks I'm a young girl. The cashier thinks it. Now the whole store thinks it. So it was about 20 feet to get up to the counter. With each foot, I must have gained a year. Because when I got up there, she saw my face and all the wrinkles, and she said, oh, CVS card, ma'am. So I got so depressed and so startled, I went into my male voice and I said, here you go. And she said, oh, thanks, sir. So I went from Miss to ma'am to sir in 3 minutes. It was really disappointing, you know.
Sorry.
But it's it's okay. I'll take whatever I can get, you know, by being a girl. It's really a good thing. You know, you would probably make a good girl. You could take that mustache off. You know, take that goatee off. You got a nice smile. You know, one of the things you do, they say, is you touch yourself a lot when you're a girl. You know, and it makes you sexier and stuff. Let me explain what transgender is, okay? It's about transitioning. You may have friends, family members who are transgender. Let's say you're transitioning. You go from a worm to a chrysalis, like in a cocoon, to a frenetic moth, to a graceful, beautiful butterfly. You know? I'm more like the frenetic moth. I'm not really graceful or beautiful. One wing is bigger than the other. I've got graffiti. It's torn up a little bit. And I got a little bit of a worm left.
Nice.
You know, I love being mistaken for women. It's very, very important to me. And I want to pass as much as possible as a woman. One time my daughter, Kelly, was helping me buy shoes. And by the way, I usually wear high heels, so I look a little sexier and stuff. I left them in the car, and I'm stuck here with the flats. But do I look all right? Feedback. All right, so I look all right? I look all right? So anyway, my daughter Kelly is helping me buy shoes. We're at Marshall's. Where else do you go to buy inexpensive shoes of a lot of different kinds? We walk in separately because she ran ahead. The store was about to close. She's in the back in the clearance area. She finds the shoes. I want to pass as a girl. And what does she yell out? Dad, Dad, Dad. I'm mortified. I'm so embarrassed. You know, they're going to know that I'm a guy, you know, because they're looking around the store. They don't see anyone else there that's a man. So they're looking at me, and they saw I was red and embarrassed. And they gave me the thumbs up finally. They said, like, it's okay. But they saw I was still embarrassed. One girl actually walked over to me and she said, don't be embarrassed. Here at Marshall's, everything is irregular. You know, my mother is a little confused by this whole thing as well. You know, all my life I lived as a guy, and then 2 years ago I started living full-time as a girl. So my mom says to me, you know, what you're doing is going to throw me over the physical cliff. And I said to her, Mom, it's, you know, this is really who I am now. But it's made her a little uneasy. And she's 84, she has a little senility or dementia. And so when I spoke to her the other day, she said, I said, Mom, how'd you sleep? Did you sleep all right? You know, she lives in a house a few miles away. She said, well, not really, because I keep on hearing babies. I said, Mom, what do you mean babies? Yeah, there are babies crying in the next room. So when I saw her later on that day, I said, Mom, what are you saying that there are babies crying? She said, yeah, there are babies, and there are people talking about you and more babies coming. I said, Mom, you think I'm pregnant? She said, you are? I said, Mom, I can't be pregnant. And she says, oh, that's right, you're too old. You know, sometimes I kind of go back into being a guy accidentally. Or sometimes, you know, it's easier to be a guy. I'll give you an example. I was on a flight coming back from Chicago. You know when you go into those bathrooms on the plane, how they're real small, you can hardly move? I reached behind me to do the slide, the latch, you know, to lock the door. And then I looked down, I saw the toilet bowl. And I had on a skirt, you know, and I says, oh, now I have to put paper on the bowl. I got to turn around, pull my dress up, I got to pull my pantyhose down, I got it, and then I said, you know what? Who's going to know? And I just went the guy way. You know, sometimes it's so much easier being a guy, but sometimes I can't be back into being a guy, so I never, ever, still ask for directions. And it bothers people because they think I'm a girl, but then I don't ask for directions, so it really confuses them. My name is Fran Sisco, because I lost the K, but my actual name for business is Francis. So when the Pope chose that name last week, I said to myself, oh, here I thought I had a nice, unique name, and he's going to, you know, now he's taking the name. Then I said, well, wait a minute. That name is going to be in all the papers, Francis. It's going to be on television. It's going to be on the internet. This is really a cool thing, being Francis. So I said, you know what I'm going to even try to do? You can edit Wikipedia. I'm going to go on Wikipedia, and I'm going to say, sources say that Jorge Bergoglio chose the name Francis as Pope because of honoring St. Francis of Assisi, St. Francis Xavier, and a transgender comic in New York named Fran Sisco, who has the baptismal name Francis. All right, so give it up. You probably are going to meet some transgender people. Give them a kiss, okay? All right, take care. Thank you very much.
All right, let's hear it. Come on. Yeah. All right. That's an experience. All right, very fun.